Hello, my lovely 10th graders. So I noticed that while we were doing our research for our argumentative essay, some of you were having troubles figuring out which sources were credible and which ones were not credible. So I decided that today we just kind of needed to take a step back and really focus on what makes a source credible and what makes a source not credible. So first of all, let's define credible and reliable. Now I know we are talking about credible mainly, but reliable and credible go hand in hand with one another. You can use them both interchangeably, and you want both of them when you are finding your research for your essays. Can you both see this computer okay?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Can you see the definitions okay?
Yeah.
Jake, would you read me the definition for credible?
Credible. Able to be believed and trusted.
Nice. And can you please read me the definition for reliable?
Reliable. Able to be dependable, accurate, honest, and did I just
Reliable.
and reliable.
And there you go. Again, in the future, this would be on a projector and much easier for a class to see than a laptop. But yes, excellent. That is the definitions, and I will be giving you part of a worksheet later with more definitions on it, and these will be on it so you can refer back to them whenever you need a little bit of support in figuring out what the certain words mean and if you're on the right track with them. All right, so what makes something credible? Well, as we can see here, a credible source needs to be written by someone who is an expert in their field, and you should be able to see that on a website or a novel. They'll have some background information on the author, and if they're an expert in what they're doing, then it'll be written down. That's how you know that they're credible. It'll be free of errors or bias. Credible information just needs to be strictly facts and should be reasoned, and there shouldn't be any bias or opinion that is tampering with the facts that you find. It also should be free of a bunch of spelling and punctuation errors, because if it's peer-reviewed or an academic article, those should have been already revised to not have errors. Now, a source that is not credible would be like out-of-date materials, posts from social media, blogs, research articles with no citation, so giving no credit to work, websites with pop-up ads, or websites usually ending with .com or .org. There are some exceptions to that rule, but most of the time, if it's a .com or a .org, anyone can access it and tamper with the information, making it not credible anymore. Do you have any questions on that? Feeling okay? Thumbs up? Thumbs side? Yeah? Are you feeling okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what are some types of credible sources? Well, peer-reviewed journals that you can find on like Google Scholar would definitely be a source that you can use that's credible. Government agencies that end in like .gov would be a credible source. Research think tanks, those are a little more difficult to find, but again, if you're looking through scholarly work, sometimes you come across those kind of things, or you can find videos on think tanks that you can use as credible evidence. Professional organizations, like a business and their website, major newspapers like the New York Times or the Yakima Herald, if you're more public to the region. Books, like published books, not sometimes independently published, but usually you can tell the difference, like if it's more research-based or if it's just opinion and fiction. And magazines, again, another published work that has been checked through to make sure that they're credible. So you'll see up here, I have these two URLs. I would like you to type them into your computer to find the two websites given. I'll give you a minute to do that. Make sure you can see it. And then just give me like a big old thumbs up when you're ready. Perfect. Okay, so I have a little bit of a fun activity for you two to do today. You're gonna work in a partnership and you're gonna make a T-chart on a piece of paper, labeling the left side credible and the right side non-credible. Okay. Now, working together as a group, you're going to look at both of these sources, and you can name them on the table like 1 and 2. And from there, you'll be able to work together, and you can determine what makes the website look credible and what makes the website potentially look non-credible. And in the end, I want you to come back together with me and explain whether you thought each of these websites were either credible or non-credible and why. Does that seem pretty clear? We're good with that? Any questions? No? Okay, I will give you guys a bit of a short amount of time. I'll give you guys like 3 to 4 minutes to check out both websites. And please work together and talk and come up with what makes the websites credible and non-credible in your eyes. Go ahead.
They have updated information on the site.
Yeah. It has one blurry picture of what it's talking about. And then a bunch of other pictures that
Do you guys need this
are mostly not.
to look through? You guys feel?
Oh, wait, we're looking at both of them?
Yeah, we're looking at
Oh.
both articles right now, yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking at the octopus one.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
I'll put
Yeah,
this
I've
on
got the
your
New York
pages.
Times one here too.
You got it
Okay.
too. Okay, so you don't need. Alright, perfect.
Legit though, I think it's hilarious that this is still like updated. The octopus one. The last post of it was on November 25th. It's like 5 days ago.
You guys got like 20 seconds to wrap up your thoughts. Just go ahead and look up at me whenever you're ready to go. You feeling good? Perfect. Okay, first, let's talk about this tree octopus website. Looks interesting to me. What are some of the things you noticed that could be considered credible on the website?
On the left-hand side is updated quote-unquote information.
Okay. Anything else that looks credible? And if you can't find anything, that's okay too.
It has links to external websites
Okay.
and more credible organizations.
Okay. Okay. And what makes non-credible, make it look like non-credible on this website?
There's a really blurry photo of a tree octopus.
Okay, blurry photo. Just kind of chilling in the tree, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what else do you see that could be non-credible?
It's also written anonymously.
Okay, written. So not showing an author or his credentials.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, anything else? No? I'll point you to one big thing, okay? So you see that he tries to use a lot of scientific facts in his writing. You'll see percentages, you'll see habitats, but you might notice that there's no in-text citations that we've talked about before. He's not citing any of his information. So it's, even though he has external links at the end of it, he's not like quoting any of them, he's not giving any credit to anyone, meaning that he most likely made the information up himself. So because of this, do you guys think this website is credible or not credible?
Not credible.
Not credible, absolutely. Some people get a little tripped up because it seems like scientific research, but I think I have never seen an octopus in a tree before. And also I think that his lack of credentials and his lack of citations are big red flags showing that this source is non-credible. Fantastic job. Let's look at the second source, which was from the New York Times about global warming. And okay, Ash, why do you think it's credible? Give me a couple reasons.
New York Times articles are peer-reviewed and edited professionally.
Excellent, they're peer-reviewed and edited. Okay. What else, Ash?
They have sources for their information.
Perfect, sources for their information. Jake, why do you think it's credible? Did you find anything else?
Yeah, the author lists their credentials like in right at the beginning of the article.
What was a couple of the credentials?
Let me get back to that website. It says Miss Rosen is a journalist with a PhD in geology, and her research involves studying ice cores from Greenland and Antarctica to understand climate changes.
Nice, fantastic. We can see that her being a geologist has definitely helped her prove her arguments within this article. What makes it non-credible? Did we find anything? And you can say no, that's okay. Nothing?
Yeah, I didn't find.
Somebody might argue that there's pop-up ads for the New York Times or that it's a .com website, but in this sense, they have the credentials, they cite the sources, all the information is peer-reviewed, and it's from a trusted newspaper, so that means that the source is
Credible.
wonderful. And that, I hope, helped you kind of get an idea of how a credible website looks compared to a non-credible. They can share similar traits, and they can be a little tricky to catch sometimes. It's about using your instinct, reading carefully, and looking out for the common signs of what is credible and non-credible. Excellent job today. You both did wonderful. Thank you.